first time the attorney representing Jason Van Dyke takes us through the video of that shooting frame by frame.
Dan Herbert spoke with our chief correspondent Jay Levine, and anything surprising, Jay?
You know, not sure I'd call it surprising, Erica and Rob. Some of it was predictable, some revealing. Mostly his contention and Van Dyke's that the video doesn't tell the whole story.
McDonald keeps walking, kind of hopping down the street. The car pulls up in front. That's your client.
Dan Herbert's view of the video was enhanced by his conversations with Van Dyke.
My client gets out of his vehicle and he is exposed. It's clear that the individual is not complying with his direction to drop the knife and to get on the ground. And at some point, I know Jason felt that this individual was going to come and attack him or attack one of his partners on the scene.
Herbert was called to the scene that night, assigned by the FOP to respond to any officer involved shooting.
Show me the move that he makes that you think is threatening to Jason Van Dyke.
There is not going to be an image where it shows this individual running towards a police officer.
Because it didn't happen.
It didn't happen, absolutely, and it was never, that was never maintained by my client. But I think it's unfair to look at it frame by frame. It has to be viewed in the totality of circumstances. Prior to my client even getting on the scene, he knew that this individual had stabbed the windshield of a police vehicle where police officers were sitting in there. He knew that this individual had punctured a squad car tire where police officers were in there. He knew that he had threatened some people.
So this is in the back of his mind as he's approaching.
Yeah, I would say it's in the forefront of his mind.
He knows that because Van Dyke told him just hours after the shooting.
The threat is not eliminated at the point in which the guy is on the ground.
How is he a threat if he's lying prone on the ground?
The individual made a movement at some point that caused Jason to fear that this individual was going to get up and stab him. So he fired that second volley of shots, which is either 2 or 3.
A judge or jury will make its own decision on whether or not there was still reason to fear a fallen McDonald, a decision which could determine Van Dyke's guilt or innocence. Rob, Erica.
So he said he was on the scene that night. I would guess he would have talked to some of the other officers since the FOP wanted to be there. Did he explain why his client was the only one that was unloading his weapon and nobody else was?
All he talked about was what was going through his client's mind, and again, this is his story. This is what he told us in response to questions, repeated questions about where was the threat, where was the threat, where is the threat, show it to me. The threat, he said, was seen in the eyes of the officer on the scene who was doing the shooting. And he said the Supreme Court has ruled that it's not a 20/20 look back at what happens. It's what's going on in the officer's mind at the time.
All right. Thank you, Jay.